Are you not in there? All right, let's see. All right, why am I need to record this here? Why did you do that?
I'm muted.
I'm trying to figure out how to turn that ding off so it doesn't ding.
Oh, I already turned it off.
Well, it was dinging for me though.
Oh, it was? I went in your account and I thought I turned it off.
Oh, I should shut my door. I'm having somehow my computer just switched the screens, so I had to move everything to the other screen. I swear I'm technically so challenged. So even kidding.
I'm just posting.
It's dinging. So let's see.
I don't hear the ding.
Oh, you don't?
No, I think it's
Okay,
just
good.
on your computer.
Okay, I just hear it then.
But it is annoying though when that happens.
Probably good because then I can actually.
Yeah, I was gonna try to log in as you and accept all the people so that you didn't have to worry about that. But then I realized I like to mute myself because my kids are upstairs and sometimes they're loud. But then it would mute you. So I was like, I'm not doing that. Hello, good morning. Looks like we got a couple people in here.
I'm asking my marketing gal to send me something, so I have it for this. Why will this not go? Come on. Send. Okay.
On a side note, I could tell you a little story while we're waiting.
Let's hear it.
So last night I was in a hit and run.
You were in a hit and run?
Yeah, so some guy like hit me when I was driving like through an intersection. He like did like an unprotected turn and turned right in front of me.
What?
And I tried to like swerve around him, but I like hit him. And it wasn't like a bad accident. Like I kind of missed him a little and just scraped the side of him. But yeah, he totally just like left. I like pulled over and I was like, okay, like what do I do?
So what do you do?
Well, I called my husband first because I was like, I don't know what to do. I've never even been in a car accident. And he was like, well, call the cops. Why? So I was like, okay, but my two kids were with me. And so they're like, upset and
oh yeah,
like
scared.
It's like dinner time. And so they're like cranky. But yeah, so I called the cops, they came out, but then the guy ended up like leaving and going to the police station. So he didn't come back to the accident. He left and drove to the police station.
Why?
I don't know. He was an older guy. I think he maybe was scared. I don't know.
Did they connect the dots for you?
Yeah. So when I was talking to the cop, like giving him my statement, he was like, hold on, I'm getting another call that someone drove to the police station and is describing an accident that sounds like this. He's like, do you want to just come down there with me? So I went down there to like, finish filling out my statement, but it was so awkward because we were both just sitting there and I was like, he didn't say anything to me. And I'm like, but it was obvious that I was the person he hit. And I was just like sitting there like, I guess I'm not going to say anything. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk to you when we're both filling out police reports.
Oh, that's weird.
But it was like super awkward. So I was just sitting there, and then we were just like silently sitting next to each other. And then, because I was like, if I say something, it's probably not going to be nice. Like, I mean, you hit me. Why did you leave?
Yeah, that's strange.
So I was just like, whatever. But I mean, it was fine. So yeah, I don't know. So I've been dealing with that all morning.
Lots of damage or no?
I mean, the front of my truck is not great.
Yeah. That's
Ow.
But so anyways, that was my story time. Wasn't that
make me not
exciting.
happy.
I mean, I'm just happy that my kids are okay and that it wasn't
Yeah.
a bad accident.
Always. That's scary. Car accidents are no fun.
Yeah.
I broke a femur in a car accident. So I got in a bad rollover when I was 16. I probably should not be here right now, to be honest, but I had a friend that died in the accident too. It was really awful. So
Yeah. So it was definitely nothing like
not like that. No
Thank
getting ejected
goodness.
from a vehicle.
No, definitely not. So we're all okay, but it definitely was like had me shaken up a little bit. All right. Well, I think we could probably get started here in a second if you're ready now that we've concluded story time.
All right. So when I get started, you guys, people keep coming in the waiting room. So I get a little distracted admitting people. So don't judge me on that when I'm working on that. But I'm going to share my screen and hope it cooperates because now it's not, which is really weird because it was here before. Hang on. I just had to like change my whole thing around and now, oh goodness, hold on. I gotta move this and see why that is not coming up. All right, let me try this again. Yep. Oh wait. So why? Sorry, I'm gonna do this really. Oh, can you see that?
It says you're sharing your screen. Yeah.
And you can see. You can
Yeah.
see the presentation.
Yep.
Okay. It didn't look normal on there. Sorry. I'm very challenged when it comes to. Hang on, I've got to let some people in here really quick. It all.
Maybe y'all are pretty good at Zoom. So, does anyone know, what is the best way to avoid when you're setting up the Zoom to like not have to admit people? Does anyone know?
No.
Okay. The only thing that I found but I didn't want to test it because I didn't want it to malfunction, which we should maybe test another time, Heather, is so you can now the way the Zoom does it is you could set it up where it's passcode protected, but when they have the link, it automatically applies the passcode and then I think lets them in, but we'll just need to test that because
you know what you also can do? You can also just, when you set up the meeting, there's an option to select host has to let them in or not, and you just click that on or off and that's it.
Yes, it's when you set up the invitation.
yeah, so I did that. Your account, Heather, must have a setting on it because yours didn't give me that option. It did not give me the option. I had to pick a passcode, a waiting room.
Yeah, I see that on there because I can't enable or disable it because I'm looking at that right now. So
something else you guys may want to consider is using Webinar Jam in the future. It's a much more robust platform than this, and it has a lot more utility.
Webinar Jam.
I know. I know a
Yeah.
lot of people use like GoToMeeting as well. It's just Zoom is like we
I
all
don't
use.
love GoToMeeting that much, but I think Vimeo, if that's how you say it, is one that I see a lot of people use, but we'll have to look into it. That's your job. You look into it.
Yeah, Teams and Zoom are probably the two most common. And then Webinar Jam, if you want to take us to another level, it's a little bit more professional, like higher level stuff. You can turn it into podcasts and whatnot.
No. Oh yeah, that's
You want to do a podcast, Heather?
Let's do it.
All right. All right. well,
I
let's
like
do
to talk a lot, so yeah, it'd work out great. All right. Cal, I'll let you man the chat too because
Yeah, I got the chat up. I'm good.
okay, cool. So I'll just all right.
So Zoom, Microsoft Teams, we got people
Give us
Saying
some
hi.
good feedback.
Saying hi.
All right, so we're gonna talk systems to scale your business in 2023. So the systems I'm gonna go over with you all today are systems that I use in my own business. And just over the years, I've continued to implement and add. And I found that having systems in place for me, it's really allowed me to scale. And it saved me a lot of time. So the importance of systems, obviously, if you're going to scale your business, hold on, I'm letting people in still. If you're going to scale your business, you're going to want to create more time, and implementing systems is the way to do it. And my theory on systems is that anything that you do more than once needs to become a system. And I'm talking anything. So let's get into some of my systems. So let's see. So why do we need systems? To obviously create more time in our days. And this is time not only for yourself, but for your teams. This will help you stand out in a changing market, just because it will allow you to be a lot more consistent with your days and your weeks. And, you know, the client experience is so important right now. So, you know, being in real estate and mortgage, we're in such a reactive business, and having systems in place allows you to actually get things done that need to get done in your calendar and in your day. And it will allow you to be productive versus just busy all the time, and feeling pretty frazzled, like you're, you know, you don't, like you get to the end of a week. I don't know. I mean, this is how I felt back before I implemented a lot of my systems, but I'd get to the end of the week and spend the whole weekend just trying to catch up on the notes and the gifts and the pop buys and all those things, versus having that in my calendar every day. And I love this quote: if you're too busy to build good systems, then you'll always be too busy, and you'll like be in the rat race. It won't ever change. You'll live Groundhog Day every day of your life. So, and other reasons to need systems, it'll allow you to be a lot more organized and in control of your days, weeks, just your time in general. It'll help you and your team, if you have a team, really stay on track every day. I know for me, I don't know how many people on the call have teams. I do have a team, and everyone in their role, my agents included. We all have systems. So each week we're very calendared. So we use our calendar to make sure that we're getting our things done. And I would say it'll help you go from good to great. You know, I know there's a lot of really good agents out there, but you know, to be truly exceptional, especially in this time in the market, having systems in place is going to allow that. And I did throw in learning to master your morning. I think mornings, I know for me, are really important times in my day when I can get a lot of stuff done. Our clients are sleeping, and the world is, you know, the world isn't texting you like crazy all day long and sending emails. And so I don't know if you all read The Miracle Morning, but we do the book club on our team, and we're actually reading that. We read it at the end of every single year to get us geared up for the following year. So if you haven't read it, or you've read it, I would suggest reading it again. It's a good
Reading
book.
what?
The Miracle Morning.
Okay, thank you.
I was like seeing if I had it on my shelf. So how do we do it? And why included, but leveraging, you're going to want to really leverage your team to maximize efficiency, and creating systems for your admin and your team to follow. Interestingly enough, I'm going to tell a little story, but I had a gal, she was my director of operations for 9 years. And when I put her in that role, I automatically assumed she knows what she needs to do with her day every single day. And then when we started really diving into the calendar and training our agents on it, I realized that she had nothing in hers. And so if you don't help your team members really get control of their calendar, they probably aren't going to do it on their own. So helping your team with systems also to, you know, so they can be as efficient as they can possibly be is really important as well. And then I can't stress enough, like actually delegating your tasks out and not micromanaging the team. I think for us as agents and mortgage people, I think that's the hardest thing to do, because we have such high ownership of our businesses. And I know for me, like, it's super important that my clients, because we all are here working by referral, right? And we want to make sure that people have a great experience. And for the longest time, it's the hardest thing is realizing that, you know, people don't care people don't care if they get the service from you, they just care that they get the service and that they get the first class service that they would expect from you, and other team members can do that. And I see so many people that can't move their businesses forward because they don't delegate well, or they delegate and then they step in and they micromanage and try and control everything. And that doesn't do any good for anyone. It's frustrating to your team members and your admin team as well. So delegate. And then the importance of a calendar. I'm really big at following a calendar. In fact, this little photo, this image here is exactly what my calendar looks like. It's color coded. Everything I do is in my calendar. So at the beginning of, hang on, I gotta admit a couple. So on Sunday of every week, I sit down and I will put together I basically plan out my week. So I'm putting in any projects that I have, I'm putting in lead gen, pop buys, anything I need to get done, my own personal time, that goes into my calendar, it gets color coded, and I really religiously follow the calendar. I've trained my agents to do this as well. And one thing that I like to always tell them is if it's important, then it needs to be in your calendar. And if it's in your calendar, then it needs to get done. So if something comes up, you have a home inspection or something that you have to, handle, and you are unable to complete a project or something you have in your calendar, everything is movable, but not removable. So I work with my team members. We meet once a week, and I have their weekly plan, and I make sure that they've got their weekly plan in their calendars. And then the following week, when I meet with them, we talk about what did you get done? What didn't you get done? How can I help you to be more efficient to get those things done so you're not moving things constantly? And just really training them that it's okay to tell our clients no as well. And so calendar is probably the #1 system to have and to really work on it. It's easy to do it and to put everything in your calendar, but it's the hardest thing in the world to follow it. So you have to get really good at following it and really good at learning to tell people no. So calendar is important.
Heather, real quick before you move on, some people are asking what type of program you use or what calendar do you use?
So I just use my Google Calendar. One thing that I do though, I follow the 12-week year. And so I have a really cool, like a Google Doc with, it's got my weeks in it, and it's broken down by the 12-week year, the quarter basically. And so like my agents all included, they put all of their tasks, they set their goal for the year, and that's in there. And then we break that down each week. And then each week they pull things from their week and pop them into their calendar and move them around. So it's comprehensive. It's got everything from your business, your personal, your finances. It's something I could share with the group because it's a really good format if you follow it and you use it. But I just use my Google Calendar. So I know a lot of people that use day planners. If you need to do something and it needs to be in writing, something more tangible. Let me see what it's called. It's a pretty good one. It's called the Daily Life Planner. So I use this as well because I need to keep notes in things. And so this one's a really good one just to write things down. Otherwise I have 50,000 sticky notes everywhere and then I lose things. So, but I mean, I have to put everything in my calendar or I will legitimately not do it. So if I need to even go to pick up a prescription, it has to go on my calendar or I got put back on the shelf. So following calendars for everything in your life, I think is very important. And if you have team members, my agents, I mean, it's really hard to teach them and train them to use the calendar, but once I need them to use it as well, because if I have to schedule an appointment with a buyer or a seller and I want them to be there, then I want to be able to look in their calendars too. And I want to be able to see that, that they've got that time free in order for us to meet with that client or have a meeting if we need to have a meeting. So calendar is important. And then some systems examples. So I'm going to kind of walk you guys all through all of the systems that I have that I use for my team. So I have a big planning meeting at the end of the year. So in December, I will block out a full day with my marketing coordinator and my operations. And we are going to map out everything that we're going to do for the year and break it down by weeks. So one item that we look at is what client parties are we going to do for the year? And so we do 5 parties a year. We are going to schedule those dates in advance. Then and we have checklists for everything. We've got them built out in Asana. So that's already done. And then we get the venues. So then my marketing coordinator knows that in January, she's going to get all of our venues secured. So they're done in advance. We like to send out like a newsletter to our clients and let them know this is what our parties are going to be for the year. Block it out on your calendars. But we do that all in advance. So they're blocked, they're done. We know everyone's going to be in town. And we map that all out, and then we get planning and working on it. And then we do the same thing with Popeyes. We actually do ours. Ours are completely done for the entire year right now. And then we just get them, we will order everything in advance, and we have all of the supplies, and we make them quarterly. So, and then our agents come in, pick them up, go do their Popeyes. So it definitely keeps efficiency there for them, and it also like solidifies that they're going to get them out. And then birthday cards and gifts. So we send out birthday cards to all of our clients. And then for our top clients, we do birthday gifts. So we do each year, we also plan what the gift is going to be for the following year. And then we order bulk of them. So we have them, they're ready to go, they're made, and then they can be delivered. We do happy birthday months, so that we just at the beginning of each month, we deliver all the gifts, we get the cards out in the mail, and then they're done. So, and we're very systematic as far as like, I mean, this is in my marketing coordinator, it's in her calendar for the entire year. So she knows like the first Tuesday of every single month, cards go out in the mail. So we've got them prepped and done. We write in all of them. Everybody on the team signs them, and they go out on the same day, same time. So again, it's very, very scheduled. It's not, oh, it's January and I haven't got the cards out yet. They get done. They're in the calendar and they go out. And then we do house anniversaries as well. And so at the end of each year, we basically have a spreadsheet of everyone that closed with us. And then each month, same thing, house anniversary gift and card gets delivered out to our clients at the beginning of each month for the month that they closed the year before. I know some agents that will continue to send like cards and stuff for the next couple of years, which I think is a really good idea. And I think we'll probably implement that. It's another option idea that you could do to keep staying in touch. And then handwritten notes. So I don't write my notes anymore just because of the sake of time. I got to the point where I was not getting notes out because of time. And I know a lot of people have opinions on that, that you should write your own notes, but we also have a system for notes. So when I have a client that needs an agent, anyone that needs a note written to, we've got templates. They're all put together. So I have templates for basically everything and anything that you could need a template for as far as a note goes. And my assistant has those. So what I will do is I will send her an email each time someone needs a note. Like if I say I got a referral from an agent, and so I will say this person referred me, they need a note, please write a note to the agent, to the client. And then what my assistant will do is she will collect those throughout the week, and then she time blocks in her calendar. At the end of each week, she writes all the notes at once, so she's not just reactively writing them. And one thing I want to note here too is we track every single thing we send out. We track if we track the date that we write the note. We track if we send a gift card, if we send a gift, so that we know what they've received. So at any point, I can pull up my CRM and say, well, they referred me these people and we sent out a gift card to this place and that place, or we mailed them a gift. So we know we're not duplicating things and sending different things. Same thing with referrals. So we have a whole system around what happens when a referral comes in, how often we're updating the referring agent. Typically it's an agent and our clients when they send us in referrals. But if we get a referral from an agent, we track the date that the referral was received, the date the note was sent. We send out a $5 gift card, usually to Starbucks. And then we give updates throughout the process while we're working with the client. And then when we go under contract, we immediately send an email letting them know the address of the home that the client is under contract on. We let them know the purchase price and give them all the details. And then when they close, we actually mail out a gift to them. So last year we did some really nice journals with pens. I think this year we're doing like a phone charger. So we change it up every single year, but again, we buy everything in bulk. We have it all ready to go. It's all packaged, and all we have to do is put an address on it and get it out when they come in. But it's, again, systematic as far as the day of the week and the time that they send those out, just for efficiency on that. So, and then going under contract. So when we have clients that go under contract, we put together, it's kind of like a little cake pan with a cake and like a brownie mix or something. And then we have that delivered to them when they go pending. And then after a listing appointment, I actually asked let me see if I have, we will send out, she didn't send it to me. So we send out, we'll get like a little box of like C's chocolates, and we say like, you'll have a very sweet experience working with us. I have the tagline, if anybody wants it. I asked my assistant to send it to me, but she's ignoring me. So I don't have that one. I do have the going under contract one though. We do one that says, we think it's pretty sweet, you're under contract. And then we have a little thing, want to spread the love. If you think of anybody ready to fall in love with their next home, don't hesitate to reach out to us. And that's our little tagline that we put on the brownie mix and the cake pan that we send out when they go under contract. And then after a listing appointment, we'll have a gift, like a treat, delivered to their door. Again, with that little tagline that I could send out if need be, if anybody wants it. And then closing gifts. Years ago, I got so burned out by, if you're doing a lot of transactions and you have agents on your team as well, it's like, what should we give this person? What should we give that person? And we used to try and customize them and make gift baskets and do those things, and just got to be too much. So what we did was every year we will we'll come up with like 3 or 4 different closing gifts. And those are the gifts that are going to go out no matter what. So if my team members, if they want to send something different to a client, then they can go buy it and put it all together and package it up. But we'll do like a charcuterie board. And then we'll put some little, crackers and things like that with it. Or we do toolboxes. We'll do like really nice custom blankets, and we brand everything that we send out. So everything has our logo on it, like very unintrusively. So like on the charcuterie board, it's underneath on the back. And we just put cheers on the board or congrats, depending. But having those, so when we have our weekly team meeting, we pull up our under contract sheet and we essentially say, what closing gift do you want to give this person? So it's like, I want a toolbox, I want a cutting board, I want a blanket basket. And then my marketing gal will put all of it together and it's ready to go at closing. So it makes it so much easier than trying to come up with a different thing for everyone. And then again, we track. So everything I talk about right on this webinar is we track it all. So, if you have somebody that closes with you repeatedly, and like we love the charcuterie boards, and so we continue to give those ones out. But we need to make sure we're not giving them the same thing over and over again. So
Heather, sorry. So when you've mentioned tracking several times, what are you using to track this? Are you using Referral Maker, or I think you use another CRM as well, right?
We use Referral Maker and we use Follow Up Boss. So that's what we track in. Follow Up Boss is amazing, amazing, amazing. So if anyone is looking for, if they're looking for a really good lead management system too, Follow Up Boss is awesome. It has so many great features. So I highly recommend it, whether you're individual or you have a team. And I would say, especially with a team, because for me, I can go in at any point and make sure my agents, they have to do all their communication through Follow Up Boss. So there's note sections, so we can note everything in there, make different people on the team collaborators. So like I met a buyer last night, an agent on my team is going to actually work with them. I make her a collaborator, and then I keep an eye on what she's doing throughout that. But Follow Up Boss is great. And then the way that I do my CRMs, kind of probably not the smartest, but it's how we're doing it right now until we come up with something that works better, but we put every lead or referral that comes in goes into our Follow Up Boss system. And when we cultivate them into an actual relationship, I put them into Referral Maker. So I don't want my Referral Maker to have, I don't care if I have 20,000 people on my list. I want my relationships in there. You know, because those are the ones that we're going to focus the most on. So that's kind of our process to put them in Follow Up Boss while we cultivate them, and then we move them over into Referral Maker and track
So
everything.
Heather, can I ask you, in terms of buying in bulk for any one of these processes or these connections, how do you determine that number? Do you kind of do a blanket we're going to target 50 for this year? How do you determine the quantity that you purchase in advance for the year?
Yeah, we do based on just previous years. So we'll look back, you know, what did we close last year? What are our goals this year? What do we think we're going to do? That is especially on the closing gifts, like pop buys. You can kind of, you know, guess like I'm going to do 10 pop buys a month or whatnot. And then sometimes it's also a matter of like, do we get a better deal if we order a higher quantity? So one of the closing gifts that we give out are like these really cool, they're toolboxes, and they're awesome. They brand the toolbox, they brand the hammer, the tape measure. I might even have one. I don't know if I have one here. Oh, I do. Like,
Wait,
camera on the screen. So like everything is branded in the toolboxes, and we do a lot of first-time home buyers, and we love those for first-time home buyers. So we'll buy them in mass bulk, and then we just have them when we store them, because we know we're going to give them out every single year, you know. So like, you know, so I think if you just look at like, okay, what's my goal this year? Am I going to close 50 transactions, or is my goal 30? And then is it a better deal if I just get a few extra, and is this something I think I'm going to continue? I have a local guy here that does all my promo, and he's amazing. If anybody needs a good promo guy, he actually works with a lot of Buffini agents. He used to be on my team. So he used to sell real estate. So he helps us out with all that stuff and keeps us stocked up. So
nice.
that's a good way to kind of look at your previous year and kind of what your goal is for the upcoming, and order it based on that. So,
Okay, thank you.
and then emails, I added emails on here because I think a lot of times we as agents, we send the same email over and over and over again. And I mean, I used to do it all the time. I would meet with the buyer, and then I would tell them this is what's going to happen next. And then I like to do a recap afterwards, after I meet with them. And I just found that I kept writing the same thing over and over again. So I'm like, all right, we need templates for everything that we possibly do. So creating email templates, and you just go in, obviously every person's different, right? But the basis of your buyer consultation is going to be the same. So taking even little things like emails that you don't realize is such a time suck, and having a place to save them. So like if you have Follow Up Boss or a system like that, then you can make you can actually create templates in that. So that's what we do. And then my agents use those same things. I like that too, because it provides consistency. I want to make sure my agents are, you know, sending out really professional emails and whatnot after the fact. So we give them the tools to do that. So emails is something I think is the people don't think about it. And this isn't like setting up an action plan or a drip campaign. These are just regular emails you're going to send out maybe after, you know, you receive an offer. So if you send an email to your client and says, hey, great news, we received an offer. Do you just retype that over and over again? Or do you create a template out of it? And then it's super easy. You just you pop it in and you go. And if you have, because we use Follow Up Boss, like my admin has access to everyone's Follow Up Boss. So if I receive an offer, she can go into my email and Follow Up Boss, and she can send that out for me if I'm in a conference or I'm out of town. So they think it's coming from me as well. So having email templates is saved me a lot of time.
Can I contribute to that?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
To kind of piggyback on what Heather's saying, something else you guys can also look at doing is do video templates, because, you know, some of your clients are maybe not going to want to read a very long email. And just to change it up, you're saying the same thing. When someone goes under contract, there's certain things that you're going to keep them abreast on. So having a pre-created video that you simply plug into the body of an email is also kind of interesting for people.
I agree 100%. So I think people will watch video more than reading a big old, so. Okay, special occasions. So this is something I love, the special occasions piece. So we watch our social media very, very closely to follow milestones in our clients' lives. So baby gifts, if we see someone's pregnant, we will actually, we have in Asana, we have a list of like who's having a baby, what month are they due, and then we keep an eye on that, and then we start watching. So when the baby's born, we will have a gift delivered to them, or we'll have a gift mailed out to them if they live a little bit far away. We do the same thing for weddings? So we'll send a wedding gift. We just had some clients that got married, and we went on Etsy and made them a really cute Christmas ornament and had that sent out to them just as a congrats. And all this stuff is very inexpensive. It's about probably $10 to $15 to do this, but it makes such a big, huge impact. When we see someone passes away, we send them a little willow tree. And so that's on Amazon. You can just have it shipped right to them. And then we'll watch for anniversaries. So work, marriage, and then graduations as well was one that I forgot to add in here, but graduation is kind of fun to send out to teenagers or to kids when they graduate from either high school or college. But again, like social media, we try really hard to go and to friend all of our clients and follow them. And they usually will follow you back, which is good because you want them to, but that just helps you really stay up to date and have that engagement with them. And those little added touches, I think mean a lot to your clients when they know that you're watching and you're thinking of them. With birthdays, I actually have, every day at like 6 o'clock in the morning, I get a calendar notification. So when we onboard a client, we get their birth date, and my assistant puts that into my calendar. So every morning, like when I'm working out, actually, I will look on my calendar, see who has birthdays, and I'll either call them, text them, or send them a video and say happy birthday. And I do that every single year with all my clients if I have their birthday. So I'm doing that every single day. And people say, I can't believe you can remember it's my birthday. And I'm like, yeah, I don't. It's a system. So, but it means a lot to people. So, and then having a system around reviews. I'm sure most of you do this, and we all know the importance of getting reviews. It really, really helps us boost our business. But my transaction manager, there are different touch points through the transaction where she will send an email off to them or a text message off to them and ask them to write us a review. And obviously you want to do this when people are happy and excited. So she'll send that out a couple of times through the process, right before closing and then after closing, if they haven't already written us one. We ask people to give us a review on Google. We ask them to do Zillow. We ask them to do Facebook. Yelp's not really big here, so usually not Yelp, but those 3 different platforms. And then when someone does write us a review, we obviously go in and comment and say thank you for the review. It's important to do that. I learned the other day that Google actually monitors and tracks that. I don't know a whole lot about that piece of it, but I guess it gains you credibility when you comment. So comment on your reviews. And then we will, my assistant will write the client a note and then send them a $10 gift card to like an ice cream place or something when they write a review. So we say thank you with a note as well. So again, having a process around reviews is really important because it is so important for your business. And some of my, I would say like my biggest transactions as far as volume goes have been from someone Googling me and relocating to Salt Lake and not knowing anyone and finding me that way. So have a system around that. And then having a system around, really working with your business alliances and your vendors, connecting with new local businesses and making sure that you're really intentional about having that in your business plan each year. And having a marketing plan to market to the vendors that you're already working with to keep cultivating those relationships. So I send out a monthly newsletter to my business vendors with, it's like tips and tricks on, it might be like, it might be about a hiring process. So I'll give them my entire hiring process and all the interview questions and whatnot, or just pretty much everything and anything. So they get a newsletter from me once a month, and then they get invited to all of our parties. So they get to bring their families to the parties as well. But again, that's something that needs to be in your business plan. It needs to be calendared. Otherwise it's, you know, they get forgotten too. So and then obviously systemize your marketing. So if you're in our marketing program with Be Epic, we have systemized that for you. But if you're not, you should be. But you know, you want to make sure that you've got a really good, solid marketing plan. And again, it's really being consistent with like your audience and who you're trying to market to. So we use all marketing pillars to guide all the content that we put out. And this is on social media. This is our newsletters. This is our video. So we have a lifestyle section. We have a section about the real estate market. We have a technology section and a community section. So we try and really speckle this out throughout all of the marketing pieces that we do. So again, social newsletters, just kind of our outreach. So it's a lot easier to come up with content when you sit down and you say, okay, I need to put together a newsletter. And you're like, okay, what's a good lifestyle piece this month? You know, what is the real estate market update that I want to give the clients? Like, are the rates going down or up? You know, so it's a lot easier to come up with content when you have pillars to guide you to do that. And then branding your newsletters. You know, sending out something is better than sending out nothing. But I found a lot more success with customizing and personalizing everything. I think we have a really good open rate to our newsletters. But you know, when you have the brand pillars and you use that, you're going to kind of cater to different audiences. So there's a little bit for everybody, but it provides value to your clients and your SOI as well. So, you know, I'm on a lot of agent newsletters and I get a lot of, you know, just market stats only. And I mean, I just delete them because I mean, they can find that in different places. I think it's fun when they say, oh, Heather sent out a newsletter and she's got some different ideas that, sorry, I have to admit somebody, she has some different ideas on what we can do during the holiday season here locally, right? So, and then and staying consistent, so, and not losing touch. So I would say really, really, really important that if you're going to send out newsletters or anything, that you have that calendared so it goes out every month. I will get something sometimes from some agents where they send me something and then I don't hear from them for 3 months, and then I get something else and then they send me something the next week and then they drop off the planet for 6 months. And it's so inconsistent and people will forget about you quickly. So for the trust factor and just being really professional with what you do, just make sure if you're going to do it, then commit to it. So, and then direct mail. This is the direct mail that we do. We do this for our Be Epic clients as well, but we do a monthly postcard that goes out to our database. So our faces are on everything that we do. And I would say that is like, it's super impactful. I just did a client party this weekend. We did cookies with Santa, and I have a lady who walked in and said, oh, we put your postcard on my fridge every single month. We love to see the creative stuff that you come up with. It's so fun. And we're going to sell our house in like the next 6 months. So again, people cannot forget about me. Like if that is going in your mailbox every month, it is impossible for you to forget who I am and forget my name. So having something that you put in their mailbox, and on top of that too, I think a lot of people have gone back to just relying on email versus doing some direct mail. And, you know, I think that my inbox, I know I have hundreds of emails and it's unmanageable, right? So hitting mailboxes, you're going to get seen that way versus getting lost in someone's email.
So do you send it to all your A through C's or D's, whatever?
I send it to everyone in my whole database. So everyone. Yeah. Yeah. So my C's as well get it. And we try really hard to cultivate our C's and move them up to B's, to A's, to A pluses. So one thing that I do want to also note is if you have preferred vendors that you work with, especially a lender, my lender co-markets with me. And so he splits the cost of the mailers. I think we send out a lot. So I send them out to agents as well. So, and I change mine. I can go back so you can see, like this one right here is an agent one. So I say I'm your Utah expert. So they get that every month. My clients get this as well. So the message to my clients is, I'm connected coast to coast. So if you're moving or you know anyone moving, I can connect you. And then the message to the agents is, you know, if you have someone moving here, we're going to take great care of you, or your client. So our cost is about 1,600 a month. So it's hefty, but he does split that, and he splits the graphic design cost of it as well. And this right here is pretty easy to do. Like a lot of our photos we use our iPhone. So you just, you know, if you're going to do them like we do them, we have to have a graphic designer cut us out and put us in some of these, you know, depending on the postcard, but mostly like we just did a photo shoot. We did 6 months worth of postcards, and we're going to be doing like a February one similar. So we're all standing under my umbrella and we got one photo, you know, so, but again, it's like, I've been doing them for about 10 years, and I get a text message several times a month from multiple clients every month saying, this is so cute. I love what you do. It's so creative. We love seeing what you come up with. So, and then social media, I think social is something I see a lot of agents struggle with. I know for myself, if I didn't have a full-time person doing this for me, it would not get done. I actually don't like social media. So me making a post would kill me. So I think it's very important to have some social media presence for your business though. So we send out about 14 to 15, we do put on about 14 to 15 posts a month. But you need to really sit down every month. This, you know, it's time consuming, but it's important. But creating a posting schedule, making sure you sync that to your calendar. We again use our brand pillars so that we hit each of them throughout the month. And then we like to post content that is educational. We like to be funny and entertaining. We really like to connect using your face. Faces always get the most engagement. So it's important that you have your face in your social media presence as well. And then we really track our engagement. We're, you know, always trying to improve it. So making sure you're looking at analytics. So once a month, at the end of each month, my marketing assistant has to bring all of the analytics for everything that we send out. And we look at our open rates. And we really look at like, okay, what posts are working, what's not, like, how can we switch it up this month? What should we not continue to do because people aren't looking at it? Are we being creative enough? So, and then utilizing video. So obviously video for emails and, you know, to replace that. But we have a posting schedule for our videos as well. So we use them in our social media. We embed them in our newsletters, and we put them on our website. We include them in the blog as well. But, you know, make sure that you're creating content that's relevant to your market, to your audience. Again, I would say it's similar to the social media. You want to make sure you're educating and just providing value to people so they actually watch your videos. So we use video for everything, our party invites. As we all know, like if you're getting on your phone and you're going to scroll, you're probably going to look at reels over maybe just, you know, scrolling social and Insta. So videos are very well watched. And then utilizing your
For video, what system?
what system do we use? I actually would have to ask my marketing assistant. We just film them on our iPhone and then she creates them. Pat, you can comment to that.
I can throw in on this too. I mean, BombBomb's a good system to use if you have a small database, or you can just throw it up on YouTube and then pull the link through and use Constant Contact or MailChimp.
That's what we do. So yeah, we just film them on our iPhone because we've actually found that when we film videos on our iPhone, they actually perform better than if they're like overly produced because it just comes across as being more authentic. So yeah, we just film them from the iPhone, post them on YouTube, and then also publish them on Facebook, Instagram Reels. And then if we're embedding it in an email, then we'll pull that link over from YouTube and add it to email that way.
So my guess is though, that would be multiple steps because I have BombBomb and it's very quick, very few steps. So it sounds like it's better. People look at it more, but it's more steps.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on how you want to use your video. I think if we spend time filming a video, we want to try to push it out on as many marketing channels as possible. So that's why we like having like a copy that we can share on social media, a copy we can share, you know, all these other places. So I'm not sure with BombBomb if you can download the video and share it and it works like for these other applications, but we definitely want to be able to distribute it in as many places as possible.
Thank you.
All right, blogs. So we do a blog each month. So, and we plan our topics out quarterly and we use them in our newsletters. So it's a great multi-use for that. You can put it on your website, you can put it in your newsletter. So that fills up a slot. And then, this does help optimize your SEO. So you want to, make sure you learn a little bit about that. So you're repeating like your name, location, things like that as many times as possible. And Kat could probably comment on this more about the benefits of blogging more so than I just know that's something that we do. And we have our system around that as well. So they get written and posted. Do you have anything to say about blogs, Kat?
I'm unmuting myself, sorry. Yeah, no, I mean, I just would say that like, I always am a fan of trying to drive traffic back to my own website that I own. So again, we leverage the video on our blogs as well. So like we'll do a blog and we'll embed our videos into our blog and kind of write, some content around the topic. And that's just really to help with on-page SEO. So obviously help with your search rankings and with Google and things like that. Always adding fresh, relevant content with keywords in it is a great way to do that. And then also when we're sending a newsletter, we like to drive traffic back to our own website and engage people there versus sending them to other people's websites. So again, it's just kind of a good way to bring people full circle and touch them on these different marketing channels.
Thank you. And be consistent. Most customers don't leave you, they forget about you. The end. But really, I would say, truly, I can't say enough about the importance of systems, and it does allow you to be consistent. Especially if you don't have a team, I think they're even more important than ever because we're one solo person trying to get everything done, and it's a lot. We obviously go through seasons in our year where we are heavy with transactions and then lighter with transactions. And if you don't time block and calendar and sit down and decide like in 2023, I'm going to commit to doing one newsletter a month, one direct mail piece, I'm going to do 10 social media posts, whatever it may be. You've got to be disciplined with yourself to sit down and put that together and create that content. We have Kat and I own a marketing company together called Be Epic Marketing. So we have a lot of our members on the webinar today and some people that aren't on the webinar, but Kat and I, and you can unmute Kat and speak to this too, but we offer this to our members. So we do all the marketing for them. So anyways, so that's what I want to say about that. Do you have anything you want to throw in there, Kat?
So we have got a couple questions in the chat, like what is Be Epic? What's the members area? So if you guys have follow-up questions, you can reach out to me or Heather. We're happy to answer any questions you have. Like for the purpose of this website, we were just trying to give you some tools to really systematize your business. If you're looking to systematize the marketing piece of it, that's a great option. It is a monthly marketing suite where we're going to give you the 5 pillars of marketing: email, postcard, aka direct mail, your blog, video scripts, social media, all of that's included. So obviously we have a lot of our members on this call, and then we're also doing these webinars for our members and providing additional resources to them on top of the monthly stuff. So really our goal with this program is just to help streamline a lot of those areas of marketing that people get stuck on. We're not doing it for you. We're basically providing you with all the tools that you need so that you're not trying to have to sit around each month thinking, what am I going to say on video this month? Or what post am I going to share? Like, we're basically the creative brain behind it. And then you just kind of personalize it, put your branding on it and send it out. So it's not like no work on your end, but we did it that way intentionally so that you guys can personalize it and make it your own. And it's not like this complete cookie cutter kind of program. So yeah, of course, if you guys have questions, let us know. But hopefully after watching this webinar, you can see that there are definitely a lot of areas that you can develop systems for. I think one of the big ones that's huge is the reviews. You talked about that a little bit, Heather, but I see a lot of people struggling with asking for reviews. So I actually had a question on that. And I don't know if anyone else has wondered this, but I get asked a lot by agents, when should they ask for a review? Because a lot of people wait till after the transaction and then they don't end up getting a review because people have kind of moved on, they get busy. So when do you guys in your process ask for reviews?
So we ask right after the inspection, after we've negotiated repairs. Usually people are pretty happy at that point, as long as all goes well, right? But at least they know that you battled for them. But we ask then, and then we ask before closing as well, because once people close, seriously, they get like, they just get crazy busy trying to move. So so we do those 2 touch points before. If they don't do a review at that point, then when we go to closing, we say, will you please write us one? And then we'll still send them a link after that. So we make multiple attempts. We'll keep bugging people. We also do review contests throughout the year. So we're going to be doing one in January, asking for referrals or reviews. And then we'll do, I think we're going to do like a Traeger or something. We'll let people, you know, for every review or referral that they send in, they get entered into a drawing, and we're going to do a Traeger for like the Super Bowl. So we've had a lot of luck when we've done contests like that, where we have a big prize, but you have to really market it. You've got to push it out constantly, or again, I mean, it's funny because the review takes just a few minutes, but like, I'm horrible at writing reviews because it's still like, you got to think of what to say. So you have to keep on people, but those are some fun ways to do it. Where you can get good engagement. Like for every review you write, you get, for the first review, you get 1 ticket, for the second review, you get 2, or, you know, you can do that with referrals too. So
Yeah, another thing I think you've done great is that you've incorporated the review process into your client parties. Like I know that I've been to your client parties, and at the party, you've announced that you're doing these like review giveaways, and then you have iPads or whatever where people can actually leave the review at the party. So I think that's also another good way to capture people when they're thinking about you at an event, versus like telling them, hey, can you go home and remember to do this later when you're busy doing like a million other things.
yeah.
But we do have a couple of other questions on here. If you want to, I can read them off, Heather, and then if you want to just answer them. So
Yeah.
someone was asking, like, so we talked about email templates. Where do you store your email templates? Are they like a Word doc, Google Doc, or are they actually in Follow Up Boss?
They're in Follow Up Boss. So,
Okay, cool.
and if you do not have Follow Up Boss, put them in a Word doc. That's what I did. Or put them in an email draft and just go into your email draft and copy paste and send out. So yeah, I mean, anywhere where it's going to be convenient for you to access them is where I have them. Even with like, I do Dave Ramsey referrals. And so I like when we make a connection with them, or we get a phone number, like I've got a text template in my phone too that I'm going to send out, and a video template that I'm going to send out. So I'm not having to rewrite all of these things all the time with like speed to lead, right? So just anything you do more than once, like make it a system and store it somewhere.
Okay. And then Noelle, answering your question, if you're still on, yes, the newsletter is included in Be Epic, as well as the blog.
Okay, thank you.
And then, so that is in there. So you should be sending that, hopefully.
Okay,
And if you have trouble, then reach out to me.
If
Okay.
you're, I wanted to say this too, like if you're a member, you guys, so all of my closing gifts, Popeyes, and house anniversaries, birthday cards, everything that we have that we're doing for 2023 we'll be putting that into the members area, so you can just go click and buy if you like it. So we have all the cards designed and done. We also just started like a Roxburgh group kids club. So we're collecting like birthdays for all the kids, and we'll be mailing out birthday cards to the kids just the same as we do as the adults, and putting like $2 bill or something in them for the kids. So we're always adding things, just trying to keep adding value to clients. So those will be included as well.
Just a couple other questions. Okay, so Rocky, can I do your program month to month to try it out? Yes, it is a month to month program. So you can sign up for it, try it out, and let us know what you think. What kind of parties do you do each year? So we actually just did a client party training last month. This is Deb was asking. And we went into a lot of detail on that. I don't know if you want to just quickly sum it up, Heather, what client parties you do?
Yeah. So in February, we do a Valentine dinner party. So Kat calls it Love Fest for My Best. So we do a very nice party for all the people that bought and sold with us the previous year, and again, business vendors. And then in the spring, we do a shred event. And then in the summertime, in like June, we will do, we actually rent out a water park. We close it down, and we invite our entire database. So that's A, Bs, and Cs. So we do the water park, and then we will do a pumpkin patch in October, and then we do cookies with Santa in December. And so our parties, we do 5, and I don't invite everyone to every party. So we do the water park and the pumpkin patch, everyone gets an invite. And then the other 3 parties that we do, it's more A pluses and A's and people that we're currently working with and cultivating. So they're a little bit, I mean, they're still really big, but they're smaller. My parties are like, I can have 1,000 people at my pumpkin patch and my water park ones. So my smaller ones are around like 250, which I love. It's more manageable. Then I get to talk to people. How many staff? Let's see. I have one person that does my marketing. She's a machine. So she has to be, because I dump a lot of stuff on her. So just one.
But you also have a graphic designer and you have a photographer. So like
Yeah.
the one person is not doing the graphic design, a lot of the graphic design components or the
The
photography.
postcard, she does all my birthday cards and postcards on the graphic design. We come up with what we want and then she makes it. But Kaylee does everything else. So we use Canva, and she's actually really good at design. She's trying to get me to let her do it, but I love my designer, so I'm gonna keep it there. But yes, I do have a graphic designer. So yeah, and it's
And
actually
then-
pretty inexpensive to have one, surprisingly, but you have to find a good one.
Someone else, Kai asked, do you have an approximate cost or investment per closed transaction? I think he's talking about the client gifts that you give.
Yeah, we do about $50. But if it's a referral, obviously it's going to be more because we're going to send something to the agent or to our client that referred. So we have that system around that, but it's $50 per closing gift. Show a birthday card that you use.
So Tracy is a member, so I'm just going to let her know that we're going to actually be putting that in the members area this week.
Yeah. Any other questions? Anybody wants to, or comments, or did I miss anything?
I'm trying to see. Noelle was just asking if we can share some email templates. Are you talking, Noelle, about in the members area? Are you talking, Noelle, about like these emails that
Yeah, and it's okay if you can't share it, but like the email templates, all the things that, hey, I just got a referral, this one, called about something, all those little conversations that she was saying to keep in a Word doc and repeat using. I don't know if that would be available for Be Epic members.
Heather?
But I'm sorry, I'm responding to a direct message. I might have to get back to Al Parker. Reach out to me after and we can talk about your question if you're still on. Okay, what was your question? Sorry, Noelle.
Will do.
No, that's okay. Yeah, so like the email templates that you saved in Word or Follow Up Boss or whatever, all the repetitive, hey, they just got the report back. What do we say to this? Is that something you can share with Be Epic members?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Be
Yeah,
awesome.
connect, just shoot me an email and then
Okay.
let's get connected and I'll see which ones that you would want. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I always say don't recreate the wheel if someone else has it. Like I'm all about sharing everything I have. It's a lot of work to put it all together. And so
Yes.
if you can save yourself some time and not have to, then I'm like rip off and duplicate, right?
100%. I am so grateful for you because of that.
All right. I think, are you watching this cat? Let's see.
Yeah, sorry, I was just muted because a repairman just got to my
Oh,
it's a little crazy here today. I think the last question we have in here right now, and then we'll probably, we're about at the hour. So can you please remind us how many people and the title of the people on your team? So I think they're talking like outside of like your buyer's agents.
Yeah.
What does like the team structure look like for you?
so I have a director of operations and transaction manager and a marketing and creative coordinator. So, and then I have a graphic designer who freelances, just making our really creative content, like the postcards and stuff. So that's my team. And I'm going to put.
And then for your parties, one more time, we said it was Valentine's dinner, the water park, pumpkin patch, cookies with Santa. Is that it, or are we missing one?
Shred event.
Shred
We do a
event.
shred event. Mm-hmm. Yes. All right.
All right, I think we can wrap this up. Thank you everyone for coming and all your amazing questions.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas, happy
Thank
holidays.
you.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And then,
Merry
yeah, if you guys have any questions about the Epic, you can reach out to Heather or myself. We'll send you a follow-up email. And then, yeah, hopefully we'll connect with some of you guys offline. But if not, have a great holiday season.
Thank you, you as well.
You too.
Thanks.
Screen share, all right.